Good morning, everyone. My name is Leopold von Bismarck, and I'm an MD at Tado, where I'm responsible for marketing and direct sales. So let's talk about what we do at Tado. At Tado, essentially, we make heating systems and AC systems smart to make them run more efficiently, and also increase the comfort of living at home. And why is that so important? Globally, more than 1 billion households rely on heating and air conditioning. And most of these houses are equipped with ancient technology, which leads to the fact that around a third of global energy consumption goes to the heating and cooling of buildings. And we want to change that. So let's talk about how we do that. First of all, we've built the most compatible range of smart thermostats in Europe. And we do that to actually get a first entry point into the homes and claim the customer relationship. So these can be rolled out at scale really fast. We have that for heating and for cooling. And it's a low-cost product that is actually centered in the consumer electronics space. So it's also something that's really fun. It comes with a basic app that allows manual remote control or just simple and quick checking of the temperature, which is kind of like the entry use case for many people. But in fact, Tado is much more than that. So the philosophy of technology that we have in the future, smart apps should really work in the background for us, and no manual work should be involved. That's also then a lot more fun for the user. So we've built something called the Smart Climate Assistant, and it's essentially a range of features that does exactly that. So it works in the background for you, so you don't have to lift a finger. One example could be geofencing. So automatically, when the last person leaves the house, Tado will lower the temperature to save energy. And when the first person comes back home, Tado will automatically preheat, so it's nice and comfortable when you arrive. Another feature is open window detection, which only software-based detects when a window was opened and pauses the heating process for a little bit to save energy again. All of these activities inside the app that happen for you in the background, they obviously result in savings. And these can be seen in the energy savings report. So you can really check cause and effect and why it makes sense to keep a product like Tado installed. So we've worked hard in the last years to evolve from heating control and AC control into a company that offers fully fledged, intelligent climate management. So what you can see here is a classical customer journey that we offer. And you see in the bottom left corner that it really starts with the smart thermostat starter kit to get that entry point into the home and claim the customer relationship. But we then have about 14 years of time. That's the current lifetime based on the churn rates that we've calculated to offer more service offerings to the customer base. So, for example, if you're an aficionado of heating control and you want to do a single room control, you can buy more thermostats at Tado for multi-room control. Also, because we're connected directly to the heating system, we can detect faults in your boiler. So the error codes we can definitely analyze. We can relay that information to the user, but we can also relay it to an installer so you can prepare, go to the home and fix the problem before it gets cold. Then we can also act as a broker for new energy tariffs like gas or electricity, or even facilitate the sale of a new heating system if it broke down and needs to be replaced entirely. So you can see that this hardware bit that we install in the beginning is just the entry point into a very long customer lifetime, giving us the chance to increase the customer lifetime value and build a meaningful relationship with the customer. So we do offer this journey also in a co-branded scenario to our utility customers. So if you're an energy company, you want to increase your net promoter scores, you want to reduce churn, you can work with us in building a product and offer it to your customer base. So with our utility customers, we see an NPS going up by 25 points on average. And churn rates with a gas or an electricity contract reduced by 50% on average. So this shows how well the product bundle like that can drive the KPIs of your company. But let's take a quick step back and mention something about the market that we operate in. So this is just the hardware market of thermostat sales in Europe. And you can see that in about 5 years from now, more than 50% of thermostat sales will be smart and digital. What you can also see is that the market itself is going up. And this is due to the fact that many people not only install a smart thermostat when they get a new heating system, but they also install it in a retrofit scenario because it's simply possible. They go to an Apple store, they just buy a smart thermostat, they install it with their existing boiler. So the overall market also increases due to that fact. On top of that, we have about 10 billion euros of total addressable market only centered around services, which goes in addition to what we see here for hardware. So something I'd like to mention quickly, because there's sometimes some confusion on how the smart home evolves. And what we see is a very clear trend. So first of all, you have vertical champions that really focus on one application and do that really well. And obviously, climate management is always at the center of a smart home of today because of the clear benefits of comfort and the savings of energy. You have other companies like Philips Hue for lighting, Sonos for entertainment, and these companies just rock in their space, right? It's really tough to do all of these applications well or in one company. Then obviously there is the need to interconnect these vertical applications, and we see 2 to 3 platforms that will dominate the market in the next years. Right now, it looks like Google, Amazon, and Apple are doing a good job in that with their voice assistant, making it really tangible for the consumer and making sure that people trust in smart home applications these days. Here again, a summary of our strategy. So it's really a 3-layered approach. We start with hardware, we build meaningful relationships through apps and software, and then we offer services to increase the comfort of living at home even further. And this is a huge market opportunity that we're tackling now and in the years to come. I'd really like to speak a lot more about sales and marketing and how we approach consumers directly and build a brand. But since time is quite limited, I'd just like to pick this brief example that we're currently working with Apple as the sole provider for smart thermostats in Europe. We're being sold in 111 stores, and this really shows that it's nice to offer smart thermostats in the context of products that are fun and simple, right? So this is really a space that is happening in the consumer electronics space, as I said earlier. It's not something that happens in a complicated HVAC space. It's fun, it's simple, you can install it yourself, and there's no excuse to not get going. So just a few key takeaway points before I close about our company. Founded 2011 in September. We've received 50 million VC funding to date so far from international investors. We have about 170 employees, rockstar employees, which is really humbling to see. They come in every morning in the office and they fight for a vision to make heating and AC smart around the globe. And that's so cool to see. 100% compound annual growth rate with 14 years of customer lifetime on average. So this is the time that customers stay with us at this time. And we work with around 30 utilities in Europe to make heating systems out there smart and to also boost their value propositions for their customers. Thank you so much for your attention. And if you're an investor, you would like to work with us. If you're a journalist, you would like to get to know more facts. If you are an energy company who would like to have a chat on what you can do to improve your service offerings, I'll be here the next 48 hours and happy to talk to you. Thanks again.
I make sure that you have a comfortable bed tonight if you want to sleep here.
Thank you.
No, I want to ask you, I was actually in Aix-en-Provence in the Apple store and I saw the Tado thermostat. How did you get this deal? It sounds like an incredible deal, right? This Apple deal. Tell us.
So this has been a journey which took about 3 years, I would say. And it started with a technical integration of the HomeKit platform, which is technically super challenging because you had to build a chip onto the PCB of the board and then go through various certification processes. It then ended with having to create a packaging only for the Apple Store, right? What we found in the end that this new design that we made is actually quite nice, so we now use it to roll out to the other stores as well. So it's been quite a ride, 3 years of hard work, of multiple departments inside the company, but now we're here.
And are you selling a lot through this channel already? Can you see that it has a good impact on the numbers sold?
Yeah, so we're operating on a multi-channel approach. So we go through retail, we go through direct online, we go through energy companies, telcos, etc. But retail, where this belongs to, is taking a big chunk in that share. Absolutely.
If you want to learn how to make a deal with Apple, talk to Leo, okay? Thank you very much.